Welcome back, lovely learners. Like I told you, my friend Heath is going to be here this week. He has come today. He's brought his book that he's going to share with you, and I think you're really going to love this story. Heath is someone that I went to college with, and he's a great guy, and he's done a great thing here. So I want him to tell you a little bit about his book and how he came up with this idea. Okay, so Heath, when you came up with this idea for this book, what inspired you?
So I have two really good friends of mine, and we get together and eat supper together every Friday night. And they started telling me stories about when they were children. And one of the stories that they told me one night just really sounded like it'd make a wonderful story. And so I decided to write it down and turn it into a book to share with everybody. And it's called Mr. Gilmore's Glasses. So I really enjoyed writing this, and I'm very excited to share it with you.
Who did the illustrations, Heath?
So I actually illustrated the book myself. I used a couple of different illustrating techniques that Rebecca and I actually learned going to school together. So it was really beneficial in creating the illustrations and with the bright kind of watercolor colors in the book.
Oh, I think it's so pretty. Okay, Heath, we'll let you go ahead and get started.
All right. Mr. Gilmore's Glasses. And this is a true story. Debbie and Donna are sisters who live on a small farm with their mama and daddy and many cats. They love to play outside and often get into mischief. One day, they decided to go with their dad to visit Mr. Gilmore. He was a kind man, and the sisters loved to see his fascinating workshop. Mr. Gilmore's big blue work truck was parked under a shed outside. "Let's go pretend to drive Mr. Gilmore's truck," said Debbie. "Okay," Donna replied, "but I get to drive first." They climbed up into the cab of the big truck. It was dusty and full of spider webs. While investigating inside, Debbie noticed a compartment. I wonder what's in here," Debbie thought. She opened the compartment, and there was a pair of glasses. They were an aged golden yellow and very scratched. She grabbed the glasses and tried them on. "Look, Donna, I'm wearing Mr. Gilmore's glasses." "You look funny," said Donna. After wearing Mr. Gilmore's glasses for a while, Debbie reached to take them off. But when she did, they broke. "Ooh, you broke Mr. Gilmore's glasses," Donna said. "I didn't mean to," replied Debbie. "I'm telling Daddy as soon as he comes out here that you broke Mr. Gilmore's glasses." "Oh, please don't," Debbie pleaded. "Fine," Donna answered. "But you have to do everything I say from now on, or I'll tell Daddy you broke Mr. Gilmore's glasses." Debbie replied reluctantly, "Okay." A few days passed, and Donna was in her room bored stiff. She yelled to Debbie, "Come play Monopoly with me." "I don't want to," Debbie yelled back. "If you don't come play Monopoly with me, I'll tell Daddy you broke Mr. Gilmore's glasses." Knowing she would get into trouble if Donna told, Debbie agreed to play Monopoly. The following week, Donna wanted to go play in the creek that flowed behind the house. "Let's go play in the creek, Debbie." Debbie responded, "I'm tired and the water is too cold. Can we go another day?" "If you don't come play in the creek with me, I'll tell Daddy you broke Mr. Gilmore's glasses." Debbie was very angry. "Fine." So they went to play and splash in the creek. After a couple of weeks of Donna saying that she would tell on Debbie if she didn't do what she said, Debbie had had enough. One evening, while riding home in the car, Donna whispered to Debbie, if you don't come play dolls with me when we get home, I'll tell. Yes, I broke Mr. Gilmore's glasses, Debbie shouted. Donna was surprised that her sister had just told on herself. Debbie cried, I didn't mean to break them, Daddy. It was an accident. When they arrived at their house, their daddy called Mr. Gilmore to ask about the glasses. Debbie was frightened of what her daddy would say, but when he hung up the telephone, he reassured her. It's all right. Mr. Gilmore said they were an old pair of glasses that he was not using anymore. But you should always remember that you're never supposed to touch anything that isn't yours without asking first. Okay, Daddy, I'm sorry, Debbie answered. Later that evening, while lying in bed, Donna turned to Debbie. I'm sorry for being mean to you about breaking the glasses. I selfishly used your mistake to get what I wanted. It's okay, Debbie replied. You're my sister, and I will always love you. Debbie and Donna are still quite often get into mischief. But whenever they visit Mr. Gilmore's and play in his big work truck, they are ever mindful of what they touch, especially if it's a pair of glasses. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, and it is always wonderful to get to share it with everybody, and especially with you guys here today. I'm so glad that Miss Rebecca invited me to come share the story with you.
I loved that story, Heath. I knew it was going to be great. Heath has brought some copies of his book to the library, and you can come by and purchase one if you would like to. He's going to autograph them as well and write a little something for you in them. So come on by and see us. We would love for you to get your own copy. Take care.
Bye.